this reconnect game. They keep doing them to me all the time. But if you want to take a look at what I did, take a look. So, got to thank Dean Mowen for letting me use his tiller. But I tell you what, man, sorry, it goes in and out with a bad connection areas trying to connect to Wi-Fi. But this area over here kicked my butt right there the most. Now every one of these birds is loving it because they're getting the worms and everything. So, anyway, we got her. We got her conquered. I'm going to go over it one more time, and I'm going to take a rake to it, just so that we can. There might be a couple areas that are still kind of hard. Yeah, I got my burn barrel out in the middle still, which I gotta do something with that. Oh, I forgot to bring in my video camera over here. So anyway, I was doing that to show you, because like I said, people, every time I do stuff in my life, everybody asks why I do so many videos and everything else. Well, I've had people that only believe half of this because we do so much. When I say we, there's a lot of us out there that I do a lot of stuff. And you guys, I'm gonna get closer. I'm not just blowing hot air when I say, when you do a project, when you do a mission, when you want to complete something, we're in the trenches with you, okay? Even if it's just a garden. Now, why do I do my garden? Everybody knows I do Legal Shield, and they know I do the Marine Corps League, and this year we're helping out the American Legion with their 100-year anniversary. They know that I have my daughter on horses, and I help out with the soapbox derby. My garden, it's just my daughter's garden. It'll always be my daughter's garden. And it'll be Gabby's garden too. It's a time where I can relax and think and stuff. And as you can see, a lot of people going to the gym, which I do that also. I also do a lot of running and swimming. But the whole point is, the garden is where I go and where I get the stress relief and relax and everything else. In fact, one of my mentors, actually my friend, I call him my mentor, he is, but he's more of a friend than anything else because he'll always be my friend, which is Rich. Anyway, I sent him a thing over. I don't do anything simple, right? So, this one, I'll tell you that, this is not easy on anybody's back. But I do it so that people can see there's always something you can do. There's always one more thing. But you'll always have that. Believe it or not, my garden is my relaxation. And I know people, and maybe one day I'll tell everybody my story, but I like when I grow things. My dog is buried in my garden. Every animal I've ever known. Things I love and care about, it represents new life. But when I do my garden, I'm thinking of my friends all the time. I'm thinking of my family. I'm thinking of the people that I've helped. I'm getting rid of the anxiety that I have built up from either PTSD or whatever you want to call it. And, it's me in the garden. And when I plant stuff, I have every intention in the world to just give it to my friends and family. Make people pies, give people corn. My daughter came up with a thing called reverse trick-or-treating. And we do that in order to give back. I don't want nothing from people other than their happiness. I don't want drama or negativity. And sometimes, you work your butt off with everything you got. And then you give it all away. And everybody's like, why? It's like, because I don't want anything in return. I really just want my friends and family to always be happy. I want people to know that success comes from the heart first. It comes from the soul. It comes from your belief system. It comes from who you are. And I think a lot of us have gotten away from hard work, working the ground. It started a long time ago with people working the ground. And to me, being a history person and my family, I'm not a farmer by any means. I never have been. But I come from a family of farmers, a family of people that, they basically ate what they grew. They died on their land. They bled, sweat, and tears. And so when I say blood, sweat, and tears for everything else, it's because I started out in my life watching my dad help out my grandma and grandpa and my aunts and uncles. Everybody was going down to the farm, even though they got families of their own, even though they got lives of their own. And then the grandkids would all go down, And then I I watched how we all go to church together and how we all spend time together. This isn't the religious talk, it's just what I'm telling you. And I saw Republicans and Democrats, everybody just getting together. We didn't have all these problems, you know. Yet you smart off to your mom, you're going to get your ass or your butt beat. I'm sorry, it's just how it goes. You know, you dress up to go to church, you know, spend time with family, no matter what you're feeling, no matter how mad you are, you know. And I think in time with life and everything else, I think a lot of us have gotten away from it. And I'm watching my hometown and everything else getting smaller again because people are going to where there's jobs, they're going to where they can get away from things. It's easier to escape people's problems than create something to keep people around. I came back to Quincy, after I got out of the Marine Corps and after I got out of college, and I thought I could create something where I could create something with jobs to keep people. And that I found a lot of heartache, I know that. And there was a big struggle, but it was actually leading me to what I get to do. And that's why I do stuff and I help people in the legal areas because I notice there's a big need for it. This isn't a sales pitch for that at all, but I realize that what I do though, and when I'm traveling, talking to people, some people are interested, some people are not. I need to always come back to my garden because everybody knows how much I love my daughter, you know. That's a good stress relief for me. When I'm with my daughter, I don't really care if anybody else is around. That's my time with her. My time with my daughter or my time with my garden is time for me to water it first thing in the morning. You know, most millionaires get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which I don't have no problem with that. But they always ask, why do you do what you do? You know, and then on top of that, you take on all these Marine Corps. Well, I want the Marine Corps League to grow so that somebody like me doesn't have to go out there because I don't want to watch it die. I want the American Legion to have an awesome 100-year anniversary because the men and women in my hometown that have served, they're worth it. I want to help the Soapbox Derby because they're kids with cancer and other things that my mom died of cancer. And I know how hard it was going to the hospital and what, you know, these people got to get back and forth. You know, I saw into people's hearts to do these things and I saw they don't take a dime and I loved what I did. I helped out with Fishing for Freedom because of the willingness of the volunteers and everybody to basically give people a day back on the river, you know, fishing. I've never even been a fisherman. I like fishing, but I've never been a fisherman or anything else, but I love to help. And I saw people like my friend Terry Jones who would do anything. Yeah, sure, he's kind of like me, you know. But you know what? His heart was pure on it. You know, he really did mean it. But it all goes back to the garden. You beat yourself up beating that dirt in there, you know, getting it all, you know, thinking every little problem in the world. And then you see the worms in there and you're kind of grateful you got the worms and you see the fertilizer in there and then you know, it's nice to take your mind off things a little bit. You know, I see people taking vacations and traveling. I love the vacation and travel too. I got like one of my mentors, Brian, I think he's down in Caicos. And then another one of my friends, Charla, she took her daughter because, you know, they needed to get away. My friends need to get away every once in a while. But people forget that they matter and they forget that they're important. And they wonder why I do these all the time. They wonder why that I will not give up on anybody. It's because I know that people get given up on all the time. I know people give up on themselves all the time. But I also know that from year to year, sometimes you're going to have a great crop. Sometimes you're going to fight voles. Yes, with a V, not an M. You're going to fight moles at other times. Voles have a little short tail. Moles are the ones that grow underground. You're going to fight the Asian beetle, the Japanese beetle. You're going to fight nematodes. And then, like, it's just like life. It's just like life. You're always going to have some problem come up. You're always going to have some situation come up to where you got to fight something off. Your crops are not always going to be the greatest. Your crops are not always going to be the best. But in the end, you've got your friends, you've got your family, you got your neighbors that mean the world to you. You know, and when the fall finally comes and you get to take all that harvest and just give it to them and they're all pretty happy. You know they didn't get it from a store. They didn't go out and buy it. They got it from you. They saw what you did every day. They didn't sit there and ever think that you ever went out and did something shady. They saw you working on it. They also know everything else you do. And you take pride because when you give it to them, you're giving it to them because you care about them. And then slowly as we get older, we realize our friends and family, they die. We realize that people move away. We realize that our military brothers and sisters, which we thought we'd never get away from, we miss. But then you look forward to spring again, where there's new life, new friends, new family, new business, new ways of doing things. You know, I think that's what's great about a small town. I think that's what's great about me trying to motivate people every single day. Because if you can do it when everybody around you says you can't, in an area where everybody says that it's not possible, yet you still do it because you just ignored the naysayers. You know, you can get through that PFT you need to get through. You can get to that next sale. You can get that new job. You can write that resume. You can basically go to a library and get a book. There's always one more thing you can do. There's always one more thing that can be done to benefit your life. You need to know that every day you're out there, you matter. Every day is just a new day. I got a buddy of mine, Mike. He's sitting there saying he had an addiction for 33 years, and it's hard. Great. 33 years is the past. New day is today. My grandpa went cold turkey smoking cigarettes and never picked up another cigarette as long as he died of cancer. But you want to know something? When he went cold turkey, I saw that it's possible. And I was very young at the time, but he went cold turkey, and so did my grandma. Never once smoked another cigarette. Mike is fighting a lot of things, and I know he puts his trust and faith in God and everything, and he should. And I told him, it all starts with you. It doesn't start with anybody else. You just have to want to. You have to want to do it for yourself. I could tell everybody in a million years I'm doing everything for my daughter. That would not be true, because if I did it for my daughter, it would not get done. Not because I don't love her, but because we can always find one more excuse. You have to do it for yourself. Like my sister always says, you got to save yourself. If the ship goes down and you're drowning and you don't take the life preserver, and if you die, you can't save nobody. You can't push it to anybody. You can't do nothing. But if you can save yourself, then you can go about and helping other people, or even tell that the shipwreck went down. Every day in life is a new challenge. Every day in life we face PTSD, we face depression, we face the naysayers, the drama kings and queens, we face people, calling us names, taking us for granted, not respecting our privacy, not respecting our space, not understanding who we are, not understanding our sexuality, not understanding our religion. They always have something else to say. They always want to use negativity, but you know what you can do? Be like people in my hometown. They don't care what religion you are. They don't care what your political affiliation is. They care that you show up. They care that you appreciate them. They care that even if you're not the same religion, you came to church just to tell them hi. They care because you had a backyard barbecue. You invited them. And you want to know something? If you're Jewish or Muslim or something, they even had a separate grill for you. That's what people in my hometown do. We could learn a lot from the small town living, from the hometowns that we live in. We could learn a lot from where we came from. And everybody wants to point out that the past had more problems. That's right, it did. But you want to know something? When you start working together, you're making things better, you can. We have to learn to respect people again. We have to learn to respect each other. We have to learn to understand that a tiller can kick your butt at any given day or time, because my tiller kicked my butt today. But it was just the kind of butt kicking I needed. I can run 20, 30 miles and it'd be fine. That tiller vibrating on me for some reason kicked my butt. And I'm happy it did. But I'm happy that I know people out there. I'm happy that I get to motivate people during the week. And I'm happy that people take advantage of watching my daughter and I and all my great friends and neighbors and everything else. And I appreciate everybody for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up this garden. I'm going to make it nice and neat. You want to know something? There's going to be a lot of happy birds today because there's a lot of worms in my garden. I will show everybody my garden one more time now that it's all tilled up. And I'm going to go over it one more time to get the harder spots out. Then I'm going to rake it. Then I'm going to put everything in. But you wonder why I do like live feeds with it. Because I don't want anybody thinking that I just say things. I like to prove what I do. Hey, my neighbor's watching. Hey, Glenn. Glenn, you are right across from me right now. Oh, the kids are not on the swings. All right, here, let me show you what the garden looks like. All right, here we go. Well, that was supposed to turn on me. There we go. Okay, here's the garden. There's the tiller. Thank you, Dean Mowen, for letting me use your tiller. So, we've got it all there. Look, even the birds are coming in there. I'm on a log. I'm going to fall. So, look at the dirt. So, all this was hard from the fall frost and everything. So, this, there we go. But it's a time to bring everybody together. And then I got a bunch of stuff I got to do with the rock piles and the railroad ties. We're going to change those up a little bit this year. So, tomorrow's Easter. Think of it like that. New life. What's it mean to you? Some people it's religion. Some people it's a holiday. Who cares? Just use it to celebrate new life. Use it to, if I can get into a good area that doesn't keep cutting out on me. But each and every one of you matters. Each and every one of you makes a difference. Hope everybody has a great day, and I'll talk to everybody soon, okay? I'm going to go try to get this tilled one more time, because it's already tilled. It's already good. I got the hardest parts up. It took me about 6-7 hours, but I got it. So, anyway, I'll talk to everybody later. God bless. Look at me. I'm just like dead tired to the world right now. So all my Marine Corps buddies out there, hoorah.